Okay, so last night God told me to watch a movie, and the thing is I'd never heard this movie, but I must have possibly watched it when I was a kid with my mom, because I remembered when he told me the name, he said go look at the movie The Way We Were. So I don't remember anything about the movie. Possible I thought of Barbara Streisand, which it is, and Robert Redford are in it. Well, I mean, I wondered how I knew her name. Ultimately, maybe God told me, and I didn't know. But ultimately, it was because I saw the movie when I was a kid with my mom, and just don't remember it because my mom was like that. She watched all those kind of movies like that. So I went to go check it out on YouTube, and basically, I was wondering what message God wanted to give me over it. Ultimately, I never even thought of that movie or seen it, as far as I'm concerned. So I knew nothing about it. And it seemed familiar in a way too. Like something about it was familiar. Like maybe I did know something about it, but I went to go look at it and watched it. The first two clips I saw were about a love story, and then I tried it again the next day, and I saw that all the clips were about a conflict in a love story that didn't work. And so what I surmised about the movie was what I thought God was trying to want me to see the movie for. It was a great example of the divine feminine completely in error, but not aware of it, or if aware of it, not caring about it, or even hiding it, or not concerned with it as any problem, even though it is a huge error. So he might say it was never uncomplicated, and she'd say, well, it shouldn't have to be so complicated. Like you're the one who complicates it and makes it so complicated. And he'd say it's never been uncomplicated. It's always been very complicated. So ultimately, she's in a competition with him. The competition is over intellectual properties, which she's not really able to beat him up or beat those properties out of him. Ultimately, she's trying to have a struggle over intellectual properties with him, and trying to come out as a on top with the power. And he's already a commander in the Navy, so he's already got the power. So he's the potential husband or lover that is already in command of a naval collective, which means that not only will she not be able to take it from him, but that's ultimately in the story as to the fact that her lover, or whoever she's with, this woman played by Barbara Streisand, she's ultimately after a man who's a naval officer, a commander of in the Navy, and she is having some struggles with him and in a conflict, a verbal conflict, and they fight and they ultimately argue. It's the way they fight and they argue that tells all. And you could see that he's a commander that's not giving his authority away to her, and she doesn't either know she wants it or demands it, or that she thinks she's entitled to his authority as she should be commander. And perhaps she either knows it or doesn't know it, meaning she may literally be thinking it actually that she deserves his command, or she might actually think it in some way in a sense of a feeling and not really be aware of the fact she wants to be a commander like him, but she wants to actually be a commander and make him lose his commandership. So she could say, I won and I'm the commander now. And so the movie's about a woman who is having an eternal struggle with God and a man and a singularity, because it represents any woman trying to do the same thing against God, trying to usurp his authority. He's already commander. If he's God, he's already got that collective power. To take it from him for any reason is uncalled for, especially if he's not acting wrong or doing anything against you, but actually loving you. The fact that he has authority over you and stands above you, it needs to be something you honor as a fact of, you observe it to be the facts. His commandership, the fact he possesses it and is able to hold on to it, is not a crime, nor is it his offense. And you should neither be offended by him for being a commander, nor feel an offense at his command. And she's both feeling offense at his command, and she's emotionally in turmoil over the possibilities of his commander still in command. And ultimately their arguments are a culmination of him punching the wall and dismissing her utterly, as her attempts are to make him see some point or release some of his commandership to her so she could use it against him. Or ultimately she's just trying to usurp some authoritarian power from him by taking it away. But she can't do it. He is too strong as commander already in the Navy. Now, what she doesn't know is if she had tried to pick any other husband, but a man who's actually a commander in the Navy, she would have actually been able to do it probably pretty easily, which meant this woman's struggle was ultimately in vain, but more so in vain. It was just a bad coincidence that she did not realize probably what she was doing at all, let alone the fact that if she did realize what she was doing, she certainly wouldn't try it on an actual man who was in the commanding Navy and a commander, because she would realize his commanding authority is an actual entity and a collective of entity, which not only she would not be able to remove because it is the Navy and armed forces, but he's in charge of it, meaning that she would see that it's not only futile to try to actually take power from a commander who's actually in the Navy when she's not in the Navy and she's not even a man. So she's not a commander, she's not a man, she doesn't have power. But he's a commander and a man and under the authority of a naval command. In the movie, she doesn't realize this. It's clear she doesn't realize what she's even really doing because she's ultimately having a series of arguments with him and disagreements where he has to put his hand down and tell her, woman, I'm a commander of the Navy. And if we're going to be lovers, don't you think you're going to take away my commander powers and I won't give them to you, even though I feel guilty and want to. So I want to give you my powers and I'd love to make you commander instead of me if it would make you happy, woman. If it really would, but then I'd lose my command, and plus I'd be in trouble for it, for letting it go. So I'd be in big trouble for giving you my command or allowing you to be the commander instead of me. And I'm so sorry if I am the commander and you could clearly see that and you're not. You should go find a husband that's not in the Navy and doesn't have command of anything because you'll easily be able to defeat him. You're so determined and all you do is push, woman. Constantly push and argue and bustle and have differences. And if you would just realize that you need to have a husband who's not in the military or probably doesn't have a command, because then you could easily take it from him and ultimately you wouldn't even have such a severe struggle. The problem with you, woman, is you're trying to take the command from a naval authority and you're finding it's impossible no matter how great you are, and you're not great enough. It's not that I don't feel bad, but I would give you the power. In fact, I'm sitting here feeling very bad about the fact that I would love to give you the power. In fact, I feel bad that I have it and you don't, because I could see how hurt you are by it, that you have no command looking at mine. I wish you could have the command. I would give it up for you, but the problem is I'd get in trouble. Plus, I'd also regret it, because if you had it, you wouldn't share it with me. And I'd share it with you if I could, but I know that I can't. So you can join the Navy and you could also apply for a command position, woman, and then you could learn how to be in command like a naval officer. But you're just a housewife having a baby, and you're certainly in no command of anything, and not even of the baby yet. He was just a man that was literally. I think that what that meant is that the fact that she was with a person who was in the Navy and in command of something, in uniform. Well, it meant that whatever she was trying to do was very hard to do, but more impossible that it was ever going to get done. She was being like a woman that was being a hero of goddesses, trying to say, like, if I can take command from this man, I'd be special. Like all the women would have to recognize me as the queen bee, because no women will ever take command from him. But if I could do it, then wow, when he's ruined, I could totally win and be queen bee. Well, ultimately, he'd be mad at her for that. Like, are you kidding me, woman? You're interested in being a queen bee, and you would even do it at my expense? In fact, you would ruin my command if you could take it, and you would even be okay with it, and even go to your friend and say, look, I'm a woman that should be revered by other women. I just destroyed my husband, and you look at him. He's a mess. I got his command. Well, she couldn't do it. She was trying to do it. She was trying to rationalize how she could rationalize to do it. She wasn't happy with him and his command, and he was the one who had it, not her. Well, ultimately, he felt bad, and it made me feel bad that he was sitting there feeling guilty about it, because he was saying, I wish I could actually give her what she wanted. And if she was in command, I'd be perfectly okay with it. It's just that if anything changed in my schedule that took from my command or my responsibilities as commander, well, if she had command, and it certainly was that I didn't have to lose mine, well, I wouldn't have any problem with her having command. In fact, I'd support her in any command she wanted to have. But the fact that she's going to be in command at my loss of the command, and it's the only way she can do it happily, I have to lose the command so she can have it and gain it, and she'll require it to be, and she won't understand what she's doing, but she won't be happy if she gets the command and I have it too. She doesn't want to share it. She wants me to lose it and her to have it, and she'll have joy when I lose it, and I'll suffer for losing it and get in trouble for losing it. She won't even know any of this. She'll certainly be very satisfied when she could ever succeed at removing my command. Well, understand, what were you with a woman like that for, mister? Well, as a loving father and a commander, she won't be able to take my authority. Certainly it won't happen by accident or on purpose, because I'm way too strong. So then what is she going to do? Well, she's either going to realize what she's doing and say, my God, I should find a husband works at McDonald's, who only has command of his phone. Well, then she'll be happy to say it won't take but a week to gain his command and take it from him, because he'll give it to her probably and let her have it and even like it. But the ultimate thing is he's not a commander. He only commands his phone and he works at McDonald's. She could beat that man pretty easily. She should go find a man she could kick his butt and beat him and take his command, and then she could be happy about it and it would be easy. Why didn't she pick the easy route? Why is she picking such a hard, impossible route like trying to remove mine? I'm commander of a whole naval base. I'm a full uniform naval commander. I'm not losing my command. She can't take it from me. Certainly it won't be removed from me unless the Navy wants to remove it from me. So your command is stuck to you like glue? Like Navy glue, super glue. Yeah. But she's finding every recipe to try to undo the glue. Honey, can I put this on your command and see if it comes off? Oh, wow. If I knew this was going on. So the movie, what it did was it embittered me. It embittered me. Well, it ultimately embittered me, man, because I'm like, wow. Do you understand? Like, oh man, I want to give her what she wants. Well, I know, but if you actually know what you're doing, are you going to give her what she wants? A command that you don't get to share with her. If she gets it, you won't have it, or she won't be okay. So she's not even okay with sharing power? No, it's not that she's not okay with sharing power. She will not be satisfied unless you lose the command. It's what makes her feel good, that she suddenly receives it and you lost it. The part that she receives it doesn't make her feel good. The part that you lost it makes her feel good when she receives it. And the fact she receives it is not even really that important to her, because she could give it up. As long as you lose it, she could say, I won, and ultimately you lost. And so there, I'll go find another boyfriend to take command from if I can. And then I would just tell her, like, look, don't pick a naval commander next time, Barbara. Next time you go trying to go through that much of a whole movie struggle the way we were, like, don't go pick some powerful commander of the Navy to try to see if you could be the best goddess and remove from him, because ultimately it's just you're going to suffer and you're not going to be able to do it. At least I don't think so. And that's what I think the movie's about. Was that the guy was realizing that like this relationship can't work. It certainly can't work because I love her, and I would share power with her if she could possibly be okay with me having it. She's not okay with me having it. It's what makes her okay if I don't have it. So she feels good because I don't. So you understand, when you bring this to a woman's attention, pay attention to whether you feel pleasant joy or good feelings over the fact that someone's removed from their power. And ultimately, next time you get an upper hand on the situation, you see that you won something, like a fight or an argument. Like when you see your next victory come to you, like, yeah, I put him in his place. Understand that however you feel, I want you to know that if you put him in his place, and too bad for him because he loses utterly and you showed his ass once and for all, I'm going to say, how good do you feel now at the end of that moment? I'm going to say, how good do you feel right now? Be honest with me. And if you tell me I don't feel good at all, man, I just got in a big wicked fight with that man, and I had to put him in his place once and for all. He lost and I didn't. I won, and I don't like one bit of this. I'm all messed up in the head and I'm destroyed. I'm definitely disturbed. And it's his fault. And I'm not forgiving him. I'd say, well, you know what? Whether if I agree with you or not, I'm going to say I can at least say, well, good for you that what you just said to me was, I'm not in agreement with any of it, except to say that the way that you just said that to my face was ultimately, I can't disagree with it, because what you just said was you had to fight because you didn't enjoy a minute of it. And there was no even reason to do it. And you even acknowledged how disturbing it was to you to win. When he lost and you won, you weren't having any fun. In fact, you were mad at him for losing. And the fact you had to win didn't make you feel good. It made you feel angry at him for him losing and being okay with it, because you wanted him to keep his power, not have to take it away from him because he couldn't keep it. and you would take it away from him if he couldn't keep it. And you wanted to try to take it away from him to see if he could keep it. And he might not even known he had it or lost it. But ultimately, if he still had it and you could keep it, then you succeeded. And he would not be okay if he didn't know. And if he did, he'd punch your head in with his fist and abuse you on purpose, with a purpose. He'd say, honey, I think I'm going to punch you in the eye on purpose right now. And then you'd say, oh my gosh, you just punched me in the eye, husband. And you tried to take my McDonald's power with my bun. And I tell you, try it again, honey, I'm going to punch you in the other eye. Well, that would be what he'd say. So what are we doing? Well, we're just kind of expressing what God told me. Just like we could laugh a little bit, right, God? Well, yeah, you could cry if you want, but laughing's better than crying, isn't it? Yeah, but it's laughing or crying, isn't it? Well, otherwise it's not even enjoyable in any way. So we might as well laugh about it. Say, well, we could cry about it. But the fact is, the dispute between the men and women is not my fault, and it's ultimately not my it's not my doing. In fact, I have nothing to do with any conflicts going on. I'm actually trying to solve them and resolve them, not keep them going on or carrying them on. But God's revealed a lot of things to me, like how my feelings are doing a lot of things that my knowledge doesn't know. Like, why am I so determined to do something like these videos? Well, because now I know that God's telling me go ahead and do them, and I'll tell you what to talk about. So I used to do videos, and I had to decide for myself what I was going to talk about. I don't do any videos for me or what I want to talk about, because I only want God to tell me what, if there's a video I should do, and then I should talk about it. Or if I don't have to do a video, I'm even happier, because I really don't like to do these videos. In fact, I'm doing it because it's like my job, and I'm some high priest getting paid nothing for it. I'm being very honest with y'all. Understand, I'm not only not getting paid for any of this, it's very taxing emotionally, mentally, and spiritually for me to be at all involved in what I'm doing right now. It costs me a lot in many ways. And the only thing that I could tell you is it's a healing experience, because God wants me to do what I should have done a long time ago, if I knew. But a long time ago, he wasn't here with me. She was. And what she was telling me to do was get me in trouble. So I'm not going to say that the reason why I failed was because she was telling me what to do before. So she would tell me what to do and say. Ultimately, I'm learning how not to listen to her now, but still respect her and love her, with the idea I could see what I'm doing, and then say, I'm listening to God now, because I can actually see him and hear him, what he's telling me. I didn't used to be able to know anything he was saying, but I was only listening to you. And you were the only one telling me anything. And I did everything you said, and nothing worked for me. So then when did you learn how to talk to God? Well, yeah, God came to me and said, like, you're in trouble, boy. You need to learn how to talk to me. I said, oh, cool. Where'd you come from? Well, you've been looking for me forever, and I didn't show up until you're ready. Okay, so I'm ready. Yeah, you want to learn how to follow God, mister, and be a little better off rather than just follow her, and she's already leading you to your demise. Is that supposed to be funny, God? Well, you can cry about it, and you can fall down dead on the floor over it, but you can also laugh about it and say it's not funny. What would you prefer to do? I'm going to laugh about it and kind of make it a joke and say it's really not funny. But I'm not going to cry about it, because ultimately I'm learning how to not listen to her anymore, listen only to him now. And he's pointing everything out she's doing every minute. So this conflict is between me and my ability to be victimized by letting her have the control. But I wanted her to have it. But wait a minute, you wanted her to have control? You're an idiot. She's trying to take your control from you and use it against you. You're not supposed to want to give her control or let her have it. I know, but I am a fool, aren't I? I'm actually wanting her to be happy and trying to give her the control, but then she's mean and wrong and bad. When she has it, she even looks at me like I'm bad and wrong. Well, yeah, because you are. If she can do it, she'll do it. So what's she trying to torture me? She's trying to be taking your command away, whatever spiritual command you have. She needs you to become weak so she can feel strong and like it. So did you ever tell her that she's not allowed to enjoy her power if she ever gets it? Well, I don't think she's ever heard that before. I'll bet. Well, I mean, does she know that if she ever gets power by any miracle, that she's supposed to intentionally not enjoy it on purpose? And if she dares enjoy it, it'll be taken from her again? Well, no one told me that. You mean she can't enjoy having power if she gets it? if she gets it and she does enjoy it, it'll be grounds for why it'll be taken from her again. And no one's going to say nothing except that she'll experience she had it one minute and then it was gone the next, and she'll never know why it was taken from her. Well, then why don't you tell her why it's going to be taken from her? I just did. I told her, if you ever have joy over kicking some guy's ass and taking his power, I bet you if God sees that, he's going to take it right back from you when you got it and torture you for a while and say, and not tell you anything. And it's just because you were enjoying it too much that it happened, that you lost it. You might have been able to keep it if you didn't enjoy it on purpose and you actually made yourself not like it. You could have took his power and stole it from him, and then you probably could have kept it, because God would have said, as long as you don't enjoy it one bit, woman, I'll let you keep it, since you stole it from him already and won't even share it or give it back unless I take it back from you. And if I take it back from you, woman, I have to steal it back from you or take it by force. And maybe I'm not in the mood to hurt you that bad right now, because you're going to let me do it. And then you're going to blame God and say he hurt you and attacked you. So you're waiting for me to try it. Oh my gosh, the plot is thickening. I used to get caught up in these emotional roller coasters of when I was doing readings, and not having anywhere near the true understanding of what was impossible or not going to happen. And if she's determined to not be cooperative or not work with me or God, well, how in the hell would I even waste my time to say anything? Like, can you even imagine if like I was to say, like, look, if I'm feeling that I already know that you're not going to cooperate with God, but you think I'm an idiot and I'm not God, so you're going to laugh in my face and say, like, what do you think, you're God? You're going to say that you're not God, you're an idiot. And ultimately what she'll do is say that whatever he's trying to do is not valid, but it's more ridiculous and stupid than anything else. She'll disrespect me utterly just because I'm trying to be sincere. She'll utterly try to shoot me down. And God taught me how to get shot down by her so I can keep my blessings, because he said that until you actually know all this many years from now, for some of you, you're going to spend a lot of years not knowing a lot of the details. And ultimately it might be that you're not 55 years old before you ever get to talk to God to his face, or he comes to you, because ultimately I searched for God my whole life and never found him. And he never talked to me one time. And when I was 55 or 54, well, then he came to me and said, well, I didn't go anywhere, and I've been here the whole time. And I'm saying, well, then why didn't you talk to me when I was begging for help and crying and peeing and shitting myself? Why didn't you come talk to me, God? Well, maybe if you knew who I was, you wouldn't like me at all. Or maybe if you knew the truth, you couldn't handle the truth. Are you trying to tell me, God, that I can't handle the truth? No, maybe you can handle the truth. But how could I come to you and tell you, hi, I'm God. Do you know who I am? Well, I already do. You're God. So why don't you come tell me, God, that you're God, and hello? What if I told you don't even know who God, and you still don't know who I am? Because God is a word, and I'm an entity. I am God. Well, then, God, why don't you just come and say, hey, because you would not like me if you knew who I really was, maybe. Well, who might you really be? The devil? Satan? A bad entity? Hell itself? Well, what if I was the hellhound, or hell itself, or a demon, or the worst demon? Would you still like me and say I'm God? Well, are you God? Yes, I am. No matter what I am. You don't even know what I am. How could I come to you and tell you what I am? And why would I come to you and tell you what I am? You're the one trying to beg me to come to you. And whatever you're begging your God to come to you as is not who I am. So answering your prayers wasn't going to be, when I came, it wasn't going to be the God you expected. Maybe nothing like him. So you're trying to say, God, that when I prayed to you and said, God, please talk to me, please help me, please come to me, God, you were saying to yourself, like, if he even knew who I really was, he would probably be not praying to such a nice, happy grandfather dad that's so loving. He might be praying to a jungle gym Vietnam, 4.5 tours in Vietnam man who's not forgiving at all, and a murderer, and likes it if they deserve it. Okay, great. So you're telling me that's what God might be like, is some 4.5 terms in Vietnam murdering jungle maniac? If I was a Vietnam jungle maniac, murdering veteran of hell, well, then if you were praying to whoever you were praying to me, begging me to come, wasn't me. But wait a minute, God, aren't you God? Yes, I am. And you don't know who I am. And you never have. So what are you saying, God, that I thought you were some loving grandfather God begging you to come? Yes, you were. And I'm not a loving grandfather God. And whoever you were praying to wasn't me, but I am God. I also knew that you didn't know who I was. So I'm coming to you to tell you who I am now and saying, I don't do this very often. Come to people that and tell them who I am. And I don't even come to them when they beg me or pray for it because they don't even know who I am and they never will. So what are you saying, God? You're actually not good? No, I consider myself very good, but I'm also very bad anytime I want to be, and I often want to be. For many reasons, I'm not good. So then, if I thought you were a loving grandfather that was all forgiving and just joyous, happy smile face, and that's that, happy, happy, was I being accurate, God? No, you were being so inaccurate. It was like the difference between upside down and outside in. So then, if I was even to do it, I would have no understanding of God as I was praying to Him, thinking I did. Yeah, and I'd be watching you saying, how can I come answer your prayers, boy? You certainly are praying to a God that's nothing like me. Not by any means. Okay, God, but that's not fair. If the truth is you're actually a tough, strong God that's maybe not forgiving and has every reason to be whatever you want, like you're evil, well, I just kill and murder people that deserve to die if they're trying to get in my world and get in my way. So you don't mind killing people? I might enjoy killing people that are against me, and this is my world, not theirs, and I'm God and they're not. So then why do you enjoy killing them? Because they're enjoying killing you or someone else. And I'll enjoy killing them and show them what it's like to get picked on when they're enjoying someone else's pain. I'll come enjoy it on them and say, how do you like it? So you're like a bully that picks on the bullies and kills the bullies? I certainly do kill the bullies for bullying. So you're a God that kills bullies for bullying? I do. Many cases I've done it. So do you kill innocent people that don't deserve it? No. Anybody I killed, I think did deserve it, and they weren't innocent. So you're saying you're claiming you're a good God and don't kill people for no reason. No, I'm claiming I'm a good God, and I'm also as bad as you can imagine or worse. Because yeah, I've been really bad and on purpose with a purpose. So you're just like a murdering God. I killed the whole world once by flooding it and killed everything on it, including all humans, all creatures, and they all died in one day. I'm the biggest mass murderer that ever hit the face of the planet, and I'll do it again if I felt like it. So then, wow, it doesn't even bother you that much. I told you I'm God and I don't get bothered by anything. Okay, well then I didn't really know who you were, did I? No, you didn't. Why should I come to you and make it my responsibility to have to tell you who I am, boy? Because you're sincere and suffering. So now I've got to feel guilty about it. Say that boy is so misguided and uninformed. He needs to be taken care of and helped. Well, thanks, God. You came to help me? Well, if I did, I'm telling you, you better watch out for me because I'm a good God and love you. You love me? I certainly do. You're a perfect boy. In fact, you're such a good boy. I would never think of doing anything to hurt you, boy. You're going to be blessed, especially from now on. You mean I'm going to be blessed by God, God? You certainly I will because you're a good boy. You wouldn't even think of being bad. Okay, then why am I afraid, God? Why am I worried? Because you know damn well that the next guy's not going to get any of this niceness, and I'm going to kill him for even daring to think he could act like you when it's not sincere. So you're going to go kill someone who's acting like a good boy but faking it? I might. Or 10 of them that are faking it or pretending to be sincere when they're not. So you're killing people that are actually faking sincerity and covering it up and think they're getting away with it, but they're not getting away with it, and I could see right through them. But they don't know you could see right through them, God. They think maybe there is no God because you're not even answering them. Well, that's what they think. They can get away with it. But I see everything they're doing. So, God, is this a good world? Do you want me to answer that honestly, boy? Is this a good world, God? Not at all. Are people good, God? Not by any means. You mean nobody's good? Boy, if anyone's good, it's because they have a reason to feel like they can be. But no one will choose to be good when they don't feel like they should or can't be. And we're all willing to be bad. In fact, the humans are by nature willing to go against each other, fight and fight continually and indefinitely to the death. They'll fight and carry on the conflict forever. In fact, they're willing to do it, determined and stubborn to win against each other and against each other. So you're saying there aren't no good humans? Not really. No, they're not. Not really any good ones. But don't tell me that. There's got to be good people, God. There's people that are like you, boy, that are actually good, but not very many of you. And you're all suffering because you're not included and not allowed to join society. You hate yourself, and they also hate you. But if you're actually smart, boy, then you'd be hating them instead of yourself, and then attacking them instead of letting them attack you and defending them while they're attacking you. You're quite stupid, boy, in their eyes. But I don't see you as stupid because you're not willing to be so hateful and murderous like me. You just don't know who your God is, or you don't have a role model to act like. So, God, I want to be like you, though, right? Are you? Do you have courage enough, boy, to be like your God? Well, I want to be like my God and have courage, yeah. Well, then, do you have the courage to want to use me as a role model and be like me? Well, you don't even know who I am. But I'm telling you, I'm not very nice. In fact, I'm really mean sometimes. Okay, God, so should I want to be the same as you? Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with me. I'm doing the best job I can. Okay, so then I shouldn't be afraid of you? No, you shouldn't be afraid of me, but maybe every one of your friends should be, and your mother should definitely be afraid of me, and your grandmother should be terrified of me. In fact, your dad should be fearing me if he's on your mother's side, but ultimately, you shouldn't fear me, boy. You shouldn't have any fear of me because I would never hurt you, boy, no matter what. I feel so stupid right now, God. Well, you're only feeling stupid, boy, because you're just a good boy and you know how truly stupid she thinks you are right now. She does think you're an idiot. You're a loving little boy and a child of God, and she thinks you're a fool idiot. And she really believes it too. And she laughs behind your back and in front of your face and says, you are a fool of idiots. And you feel it, and your feelings get hurt. Instead of defending yourself, boy, you cry about it and then ask for forgiveness from her and say, what did I do? And say, please be nice. And she's not planning on being nice to you, boy, not ever. Okay, Dad, so what should I do? Be willing to die. Be willing to die for me. Be willing to die. Don't be trying to defend yourself, and then understand that you're not going to die because you're willing to do what's right to the death. You're going to serve your God and be loyal. And I'm going to love you and reward you with everything from now on. Okay, well, God, I don't want to do this again, though, okay? Well, I'll tell you, if you have to do this again to tell everybody else, because you're such a dedicated high priest to God that you have to, like, inform the world what's going on because they don't have the information, obviously. Well, what if they do? Well, if they do, I'll be more mad that you're wasting your time to tell them what they already know because you supposedly think it's valuable time and you're helping them in any way. What if I told you, boy, you're not helping anybody, including yourself, especially because they're not intending to listen to anything you got to say. And in fact, everything you saying, they might be laughing at or utterly at least thinking you're a fool and ignorant. So you've got about less than 5% of anyone that would agree with you right now, and 95% that would find some reason at your expense to think you're an idiot, a fool, or just plain ignorant, stupid. Well, damn, that makes me feel really bad, God. Well, I know, and you're dumb enough to keep feeling bad instead of attacking her back for daring to look at you like that. What are you suggesting I should? Defend myself and start attacking her? Well, you could attack me or him, but we didn't do anything to you. If you attack her, at least you'll be attacking the right one. Well, who is she? Well, your mother, your sister, any woman that is pretending to be your friend but lying, but is trying to take your command and your power, or wants you to like giving it to her. And you do like giving it to her, boy. Do you know that? I like to give her my power. You like to give her your power, and you feel good when she has it, but she doesn't help you when she has it, and she takes it from you and then uses it against you and thinks you're a fool and you're weak for the fact she thinks she's strong, and she got it from you, and she says he's a weakling idiot that can't even hold on to his own power. But you gave it to her because you wanted her to have it. You actually felt good when she got it, and then she beat you up with the power she got from you that she stole. She beat you up with it and then laughed in your face and said you're an idiot weakling that can't even hold on to your own power. And I was dumb enough to keep loving her after that. It was a lot worse than that, boy. Should I go on and keep continuing? No, please don't, God. Don't keep continuing. I actually feel really stupid because I never did anything against her. I always loved her, and I still love her. Boy, she'd say you're a plain, foolish idiot and never going to change. No wonder you get deserved to be beat up. You deserve it. Is that what she says? That's what she says. That you're not even strong enough to stand up yourself. You're an idiot. Fool. And then you're telling me she actually thinks that? Boy, at your expense. Why, you still like to give it to her, and you're still happy she has it. Because in that sense, you're not an idiot. You're a child of God. And she's treating you like an idiot as a child of God that's not deserving of being called an idiot. Okay, so I don't want to be a child of God anymore, God. What can I do? I really hate myself and I can't, I'm fooling, messing this up so bad. Well, son, then you can be a devil and start becoming Satan. Well, what's that going to do for me? Well, you want to defend yourself and beat her ass? Why don't you punch her right in the eye and say, I'm the devil now and I'm going to harass you, possess you, and, and ultimately ruin you. Woman, be afraid of me. Well, I don't want to make her afraid of me. Well, then she ain't afraid of you, and that's the problem. She's not afraid of you at all, but you're not afraid of her, and you should be. Why should I have anything to fear about her? Because she's trying to kill your ass and laugh in your face and behind your back, and your feelings are open and an open book. And you feel every bit of one of her little nuanced judgments in her head. She laughs at you behind your back, and you could feel ashamed of yourself over it. And you will. You won't even try to protect yourself when she's doing that to you. You don't even know, or you wouldn't protect yourself. You're not busy trying to make yourself feel better. You're busy trying to make her feel better. Wow. Okay, so then should I be an evil son of a SOB? I recommend it. Should I be cruel to her and maybe slap her in the face and like, even though I probably won't really hate her because I'll pretend to, maybe I'll just punch her in the eye, not very hard. Well, I suggest you punch her in the eye real hard, boy, as hard as you can. Don't punch her only lightly. I don't want to hurt her, God. Well, that's your problem, boy. You don't want to hurt her, but you need to want to hurt her because she's hurting you. Okay, God, I can't believe that you're telling me this. Like, I would say, you're not God. You're coming to me and telling me this, God. I would say, you're not even a good God. You're a bad God. I think you're wrong, or you can't be telling me this. Well, I am telling you that I am God, and it is true, everything I've said. And it doesn't have to be liked, and you don't have to like it. And I don't like it either. And I'm sure she don't like it either. But the whole world is pretty much not liking it right now. But the facts are the facts. None of us like it, but it is true. So I have to learn how to be a really mean son of a evil devil Satan guy. If you can really learn how to be it, but I'm suggesting you better really be able to do it because you can't pretend to be a devil or Satan. Because certainly, if you're just a little boy, child of God, pretend to be devil or Satan, well, you certainly just pretending boy, and it's not real, and you'll be discovered and found out, and plus crushed to death over it. So I have to really be mean and really mean it. You better mean it. You better be as badass as you claim to be, and if you're just pretending, you will be squashed. Okay, so you're trying to tell me I should be bad on purpose and like conflict. Well, if you do, you might have a goddamn chance in this world, boy. That's what your God would tell you. And if I'm going to be your protector from now on and have to be standing by your side 24 hours a day, maybe I'll do it. So I'll protect you from now on. So I'll beat her up. You don't have to worry about any of this, boy. In fact, forget about everything I just said to you. And what? Forget about everything I just said to you, boy, because I want you to know one thing. You just forgot everything that I just said to you in this whole conversation. You forgot the whole thing. I did? Yeah, because I'll be kicking her ass from now on, and I'm not going to say another word to you about anything except, hi, boy, how you doing today? I'm doing good, God. How are you doing? Good. You're a good boy, and I'm glad you're doing so well. I'm doing pretty good. How's mommy? Oh, she's wonderful. What's she doing? Oh, not much. I'm taking care of her right now. She's living in my house. Oh, good for you, boy. Okay, God. Well, thanks for coming to visit me. Oh, good for you, boy. And I'm glad to come. I'd love to come visit you whenever you want. And I'm glad. Just don't be talking to your mother. And if your mother tries to call you or sister, don't answer the phone. Do you understand me? Well, I can't answer the phone. Do not answer the phone or I'll take the phone. Do you want me to take it now? Well, I can't talk to my mom or my sister if they call. No, I'm telling you, they're going to call. I'm telling you, either I take the phone now or you don't answer it. Can you do it? Can you not answer the phone when they call? They're going to call? Yeah, at least 2 times a night. Well, why shouldn't I pick it up and talk to them? Because I'm telling you, I'm God, and I'm telling you that they're going to call so that they can say something that makes you uncomfortable. Or you're going to come call me after you talk to them, and you're going to feel bad about something. And then I'll tell you, you shouldn't have been talking to your mother or your sister, or you're going to feel bad now. I don't want to feel bad, God. Well, then don't be talking to your mother or sister anymore at all. Don't answer the phone, or I'll take it now. How's that? Thank you. I'm going to borrow your phone, son. But then who am I going to call if I need to? You just have to say, God, are you there? I'll say, yeah, I'm right here, boy. I can hear every word you're saying in your head. So I'll be you don't even have to call me. I'm already here already all the time. So I don't need a phone then. I could just say, God, are you here? Yes, I'm here, boy. I'm with you. So you can call me anytime. You have any needs or any trouble. Okay, good. Huh. Sounds really weird about that. God says I can't talk to my mom or my sister ever again. Well, not for a long time, boy. Okay. Yeah. There's the kid who's destroyed. He's he's the good boy that is trying to do good for his mom and sister, but they're going to make him disturbed, and then he's going to go crying to God and piss God off, and God's going to end up having to go torture both of them at his expense, and then he'll come back to him and counsel the boy and yeah, unfortunately, we're going through a war and a conflict, son. It's a big one. We're one big unhappy family, all of us combined. We're all guilty. Okie dokie. Well, in my next life, God, can I be a warrior, strong man, brave? And I hope nobody sees I'm a dumb idiot, child of God, idiot fool. Mm-hmm. Exactly what she thinks. If you can stand up for yourself, boy, and actually be something, you can actually defend yourself. Well, then you could, yeah. Then you just have to turn the table on her and terrorize her. Well, I don't want to terrorize her, God. I know, boy. That's why you can't talk to your mom and sister anymore from now on, okay? You're going to talk to me now. I'll be the only one that you can talk to, and you're a good boy, and don't forget that. Okay. All right. See ya. See you later. All right. That's about it. Sorry. I was actually pretty serious about that. That I don't know what the laugh was, but yeah, it was funny, and I could have cried about it. But all right. See y'all later. I hope that I don't come back with another one of these because I think this is going to be it. Hopefully, at least for tonight. See ya.